on the long friendship between Iran and Japan.
Well, Babak Emamian is a member of the British-Iranian Business Association and joins me now here in the studio. Good to see you again. So we know that historically there are good ties between Iran and Japan. Japan used to buy Iranian oil before the sanctions were reimposed. So how important is it for Japan to try and get this situation remedied?
Well, let's go back to what actually happened. There must have been some secret talks between US and Iran, and there are rumors about it. And for the next stage of it, the Americans decided instead of using Europeans, they would use ask the Japanese to do it, because Trump has that thing about him, anything but Obama. So Obama for JCPOA, Joint Comprehensive Plan of Actions, used Europeans. Now Trump wants to use the Japanese. Now it's fantastic for Japanese as a mediator because they get kudos and they actually like to be involved on this. So it's a win for the Japanese. Whether they would get a comprehensive agreement out of this, that would be your next question.
Well, I mean, that is a $6 million question. Let me just go back to the first point you made, secret talks between Iran and the US. Why would they be secret?
Because if you decode what President Trump said in Japan, and you take a page out of what he said in North Korea, he said that we're not going to have a regime change. So there must have been some pre-agreement between some side of Iranians. I'm not saying the government. It's mostly the religious side of it, the leadership religious side of it. There must have been some agreement that he would say there would be no regime change. And then again, decoding his next comment, which he said, Iran has a great potential for investments. So there must have been some pre-talks before his Japan visit.
OK, so there Japan is, and the question is, how much leverage does Shinzō Abe have, given that Iran is not prepared to speak to the US without some kind of concrete concession?
Iran actually wants to talk, but very much like the UK government on Brexit, they don't know what to negotiate about. Because if we take, again, compare it to Brexit, there are two sides to Iranian. The extreme hardliners, they say, we can't trust the United States, and what about the next president would change whatever agreement we have. The extreme moderates, they don't want any deal either, because they think this would prolong the longevity of the Islamic Republic. So it's very much like the two extreme sides of Brexit here, two extreme sides of Iranian politics want no deal.
What are the chances? People are saying, look, perhaps we could get Mr. Rouhani and Mr. Trump together on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly in September. What are the chances of getting those two together on the sidelines of an event like that?
The thing going for the US and the rest of the world is that Iran economy is bankrupt. So the Iranians really do need some sanction reliefs, and they do need oil revenue as an income. So right now there is a lot of talks, but then again it comes down. You see, when it came to Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, the denuclearization of Iran, there was that thing in Iran. Majority of Iranians didn't want Iran to become a nuclear power, because then whoever factions controlled that would have absolute power in Iran. But when it comes to these new missiles and also national security, that's a different debate. So a lot of Iranians are hesitant giving up national security for sanction relief.
OK, well, we wait to see what happens. Babak, thank you very much indeed for that. Babak Emamian there. And we are waiting for live pictures from Tehran, where Shinzō Abe